Don't underestimate women and the growing support they're providing to the WNBA. Remember, anything successful, you usually have the women behind it supporting the product.
Don't underestimate the NBA subsidizing.
The NBA and the NFL went to another level once they appealed more to women. What if the women decide we gonna focus and lock in on the WNBA?
No, the NFL started growing once they implemented what's called cheerleading.
Welcome back to Legacy Heat Hoops. Before we jump into this massive story, drop a comment. How long have you supported Caitlin Clark, and who is your favorite opponent to watch her play against? Let us know below, because this situation has quickly turned into a massive public relations nightmare for the WNBA. Right now, the league office seems to be facing one of the most severe media emergencies in years. Behind closed doors, tension has been building for weeks. Now, a supposedly leaked locker room recording has blown this entire controversy wide open across the sports world. If you thought the physical play and on-court clashes would be the season's biggest story, you might want to think again. An unverified report of a post-game blowout involving Brittney Griner has gone viral, mostly because of a single disputed phrase attributed to her, "I am a grown man." While the audio has not been verified, the fallout is already so intense that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is reportedly facing pressure from TV executives to step in directly. Now, everyone is talking about potential suspensions and emergency meetings among top officials, plus internal reviews and a massive damage control campaign to keep this mess from hurting the league's booming viewership. Just as this whole storm seemed to peak, Caitlin Clark returned with a performance so dominant that it made the league's next move almost impossible to avoid. Stick around, because we are breaking down every angle of this story. To see how we got here, we have to look closely at the player driving the league's massive growth, Caitlin Clark. The dynamic between Clark and the league's established veterans has quickly become one of the most explosive, talked about topics in all of sports. Almost every single time she steps onto the floor, opponents hit her with incredibly physical defense, trying to wear her out physically, break her rhythm, and shut down her ability to score or create plays.
Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine. This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's fourth in the league in MVP voting. Fourth in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. We lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number one overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats. The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention. And maybe it's because that fan base that she has and her being a young white lady contributes to it. So what? Benefit from it. And then you have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you...
These physical clashes have completely divided analysts, TV hosts, former players, and fans into two fierce camps. Opponents always make stopping Clark their main goal, but dealing with Brittney Griner's massive size, strength, and dominance around the rim turned this game into something far more confrontational. This was no longer just a regular season game. It felt like a referendum on the future of the entire WNBA. On-air announcers openly wondered if the refs were letting too much go, while the escalating tension sparked fierce reactions from both teams. Social media exploded with furious fans, demanding the refs call more fouls and better protect the league's biggest star players. As things escalated, national sports shows spent whole segments analyzing the clash, leaving WNBA executives scrambling to manage a crisis that grew bigger by the hour. According to unverified rumors, that anger spilled right into the locker room after the buzzer. No official audio has surfaced yet, and this supposed recording cannot be taken as absolute fact, but leaked transcripts have already gone completely viral online. Sources claiming to know what happened say Griner snapped after constant questions about the refs, her aggressive play, and how the media portrays her. In that supposed heated moment, she allegedly blurted out, "I am a grown man. Stop acting like I am not allowed to play my game." Once those words hit the internet, engagement exploded immediately. Podcasters, sports anchors, and millions of fans started debating what she meant, if the quote was real or if the context had been twisted. Within hours, the story was trending #1 worldwide, despite the lack of verified audio or clear context. Let's be honest, nobody knows exactly what happened in that room.
I see somebody that's doing something wrong, so I rugby tackle, doing in an illegal defensive position, so I rugby tackle them. Or I see, I don't know, it's like being an offensive player and you're about to get hit by a moving screen. So instead of getting hit by a moving screen and drawing the foul, you decide to turn and shove the person setting the screen. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Freedom of movement does not allow you to stop before contact and shove somebody. Like, it is what it is, and I'm being real. Like, this whistle is horrendously awful. Like, this is minimum flagrant one. And again, when we're talking about this could be, I don't know. Look, I don't know about Brittney Griner's intent here, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, she did the exact same thing as Caitlin Clark did to Veronica Burton. The difference is that she's obviously taller. And is there a level of responsibility that you have to have when you're a little bit taller? Yeah, there is. There absolutely is a greater level of responsibility. If you agree this is some bullshit, subscribe. We are trying to get to 60k as soon as possible. We're on 59.6k right now. Thank you guys so much for all the support, by the way. Like, nearly 100 subscribers in the last day. But we gotta be real. This, like, if you're someone that's at a height that you can very easily go and clock somebody in the face, you probably should have to be a bit more careful. But yeah, it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening, okay?
And that exact uncertainty is why the fallout became so incredibly serious for the league. The WNBA is currently in a vital business phase with massive TV deals, major sponsorships, and future cash flow directly tied to its brand image. Because of this, executives are under intense pressure to stop this from becoming a permanent public relations disaster. Rumors suggest top NBA leaders, including Commissioner Adam Silver himself, are watching this closely, holding internal talks on how to protect the brand's credibility and keep this historic growth going strong. Big sports networks keep speculating on whether there will be an official investigation, direct intervention from the NBA, severe fines, or new league policies to restore order. While PR teams tried to cool things down and distract people from the locker room drama, a fresh headache emerged right from the Indiana fever. Sophie Cunningham, one of Indiana's loudest voices, whose profile has skyrocketed lately, suddenly stepped right into the center of the debate.
Griner, where she says, right there, watch this. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. She says WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now it's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're there for their entertainment. You are. The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some light racism. But here's where I'm going with this. So the WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices. After Caitlin Clark's been hurt for 2 weeks, all right? So let's go through this. Caitlin Clark absence is having an immediate impact beyond the court. According to data shared by Yahoo Sports via TickPick, prices for two specific Indiana Fever away games against the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics dropped sharply after Clark was sidelined. Before the injury, the lowest ticket available for Fever's matchup in Chicago was $86.
Rather than staying quiet or letting the team put out a boring corporate statement, Cunningham's previous comments on player safety, fair play, and terrible officiating suddenly took center stage. While those post-game rumors kept spreading like wildfire, fans and analysts immediately dug up Cunningham's old interviews, including her previous appearances on ESPN. Back then, she'd already spoken out forcefully about the ref's duty to protect players and call games fairly. Because of that history, her voice carried serious weight in this fight. Her past words were framed as a rallying cry for players who are tired of cheap excuses and selective whistleblowing, demanding real reform in player safety and officiating.
Backing down from her comments. And it was regarding trans athletes in women's sports. Matter of fact, she went so far as to say she doesn't think her comments were controversial at all. She shared her opinion on a polarizing topic in an interview with ESPN this week, where she claimed she felt a duty to, quote, protect young girls in a locker room, or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. That's what she talked about. She was asked to expand on the quote when meeting with the media on Wednesday, and she made it clear that's how she feels. Quote, "I said what I said," Cunningham told reporters. Well, rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have two daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, "I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you act."
This extra layer of drama poured gas on a story that was already taking over the sports world. It kept the focus locked on player safety and the league's core responsibilities. What started as a single post-game clash quickly snowballed into a massive war over refereeing, front office decisions, media narratives, and the actual well-being of players across the entire sport. We are watching one of the most intense sports media storms in recent memory unfold right now. A gritty on-court clash between superstars has spiraled into wild rumors. We might see closed-door executive meetings, a relentless public war, all of it changing how the league is run. Now, it's your turn. How do you think the league has handled the rough play, player safety, and the massive media fallout? Should they rewrite the rulebook right now to protect superstars, or would that create an unfair playing field? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching Legacy Heat Hoops, and we will be back soon with another massive breakdown.